Welcome back to the latest in our series of mind setting videos. Over the past few weeks, we've been talking through the part of the mind setting program which is about deeper thinking, and the subjects that we've covered are very much about yourself and from within. So the fourth part of the deeper thinking is about influencing other people and building relationships with them. So I thought I'd just throw that at Roger really, and how behaviour might differ for that element than it would for the other things that we've been talking about.
Yeah, I think you're right, Malcolm. I think certainly in sport, and certainly from my experience, there was a time to be an individual and there was a time to be a team player. Invariably in business, most of the time you're a team player. I think that's fair to say, certainly from our experience. So in fact, the danger with business can be the opposite than in sport, that often you forget to focus on the individual, whereas sports, certainly our sport of athletics, was very individually driven. One of the reasons I didn't take up athletics much as a kid is I didn't like it, what I thought was individual sport. I'd love to be part of a team. But for me personally, I was very fortunate that now and again I got to be part of a relay team. And that was a fascinating thing because you had a group of highly motivated, talented individuals who were so used to focusing on themselves as individuals, coming together and to be a team. And that was easier said than done. Certainly in my day, the British sprint relay team, I think underperformed because they didn't come together as a team. They were just a collective of talented individuals. But in the relay, the 400-meter relay team that I was a part of, particularly in 1991 with Chris Akabusi, John Regis and Derek Redmond, it was a very different emotion. I thought I have to say for all my relay teams, we were able to value each other as team members, as well as recognize that we were individual competitors as well. And I'm really proud of that. And we did work at that. We worked at that. That was the work we did collectively off the track, not on the track. But I think that was really important. So understanding your teammates, understanding our differences, but having that shared vision was a big part of our success. But as an individual athlete, it was a relationship I had with my training partners, but also my team, my coaches and the other people. I think, Steve, you're probably better suited on that one because you had a fantastic relationship with your coach, John Trower, didn't you? I mean, that was a very special relationship you two had. And I think he influenced you enormously, didn't he?
Immensely so, yeah. And also the group around us. He was very good at bringing a group of people along so that there was an environment where we could learn from each other. And I think that, I'm thinking back to my first ever warm weather training camp, you get to go overseas and they're great times, great memories.
Happy days.
Yeah, happy there. Well, actually on that point, that's where I was going to go with this. I think it's one of the biggest challenges. So I was chatting to someone yesterday who's a banker. I played golf with him and talking about the last year or so and for the foreseeable, and the challenge that youngsters face in the relationships that are not being built and the soft skills. There's a generation of youngsters who have graduated maybe or gone into the workplace and haven't had the social interaction, the chats around the coffee machine and the soft stuff that you learn from others being at a warm weather training camp in our context, but maybe working remotely, working from home. And for a lot of organizations will continue to do so for the foreseeable. And the cost of that, in not having those, it may be, innocuous little interactions that we don't even think about, but allow us to just see something from somebody else's perspective, how they go about what they do, the nuances, not the stuff that we maybe can labor and teach and learn from a textbook, but the little idiosyncrasies, those things that just help make people tick. And it's great, we're chatting to you across this recording, but it's those things that are maybe missing, that are challenged for youngsters going forward, and what the cost of that, we still don't know. And I suppose it's why we recognize it on our program, because of course, like anything, once we're aware of it, maybe we've got a better chance of doing something about it.
I guess as well, I know that you talk a lot about win-win relationships, don't you? That from the 7 habits of highly effective people. And, we deal with all sorts of different business people. And there are some business people that that even into middle age, you still don't sort of get that win-win relationship way of working.
Yeah, I absolutely. I know, I'm thinking back to those one with the training camps, and you mentioned, my old coach John Trower, and I know you had great examples of this as well, Rog. But had a coach who was able to structure a situation where I win, the opposition win, or the training partner wins, therefore we all win, and then the coach wins because he's made without really doing much, just putting smart people together and allowing them to flourish and build those kind of those interactions. Okay, with some maybe gentle competition, but in a very acceptable way. It was never I'm going to beat you and I have to win, and it was all very much I win today, God, let's go again, let's go, try and win. You might win tomorrow, but we both end up evolving and growing and prospering from it. And having that environment for that, I think is the key. And I know you had that great.
Yeah, I think you're right, Steve. I think it's about the great coaches, the great leaders are able to create an environment for people to thrive, but also to feel that they're contributing and we're all winning. That was certainly the case in the relay environment, handing over that ownership to us as a team, and us knowing that we changed the running order of the World Championships in '91. I could easily have said, there's no way I'm running first. I'm the best guy here. I'm running last. Deal with it. We wouldn't have won the gold medal if I'd done that. But I recognised that by doing that, our chances of collective victory were far greater. And it sounds easy now, but at the time it was quite a big deal. So creating that environment so that people recognise the big picture and that we win it collectively, and we have to respect each other and sometimes do things that we're not necessarily used to doing is the mark of a great team and great leadership within that team.
Guys, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for the last 4 videos. We're going to move on to the phase 5 of the Mindsetting program next week, which is analysis and reflection. And look forward to seeing you then.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.